Playing poker is the ultimate adrenaline rush, the biggest mental challenge, and a chance to prove you're the best. And this is the tournament to do just that. I'm Roxanne Ciordia, and this is the PartyPoker.com European Open 3, where some of the best players from around the globe battle it out to be the champion. Welcome to the PartyPoker.com European Open 3. When the cards are dealt and the chips are stacked, everyone's all in with a chance of winning. But with only one seat at the semifinal table, competition will be fierce. Let's see who's at the table tonight.
Thomas Buzzerbiel, recent runner-up in the German Open. Another German speaker, the Swiss poker star Reno Mathis. Longtime regular on the European circuit is Andrew Miles. Gutshot qualifier Nick Perceau looking to start his career on a high. His middle name is Determination, is Nathan Lee. But they'll all be chasing the defending champion, the Razor Ian Fraser. Here comes the cannonball run. 6 players high staking their way down the steps to the table. And 5 of them will be hoping to knock off the defending champion because he's here. Germany's become a big part of the poker world, and there's a strong German contingent in this heat. But all eyes will be pasted on the grand doyen of this format, Ian Fraser, the defending champion, winner of nearly $1 million on these sorts of tables, and he likes to set the pace. This format, of course, calls for 100,000 in chips per player. Yellows are worth 1,000, blues are 2, reds are 5K apiece. It's a total of 600,000 in chips on this table, and you must win them all to progress to the semis. Jesse May joined by the bookie, Anthony Hardy, who's distinguished himself on these tables, but a bit of an unlucky run playing last week, Anthony.
It was unlucky last week. I bumped into a big hand. I had queens. Dave Gregory had kings. All the money went in, and unfortunately I come second.
Ian Fraser, defending champions on this table. You played with him before. How strong is he?
Very good player, Ian. He must be the favourite going into this.
Look at that. King Jack suited, he folded.
Pass.
What's that about?
He doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to get involved early on.
Raised
Wow.
to 6,000 total.
Tell you what, that's the Lothar Landauer school for sure.
Pass.
He was scared to show the camera that King Jack suited.
What a player from Nick Perceau.
6,000 with the 9 deuce. Is this button play?
Amazing.
20 total.
Well,
Re-raise,
this is
14,000
the
more,
beauty of
20
Ian Fraser,
total.
isn't it?
Yeah, he spots a weakness early on. Ian.
I've spent a little bit of time sitting next to Ian here in the commentary box, and he's so good at picking up body language. He might believe that Perceau looks like a statue of David there. I mean, the pose of the thinker. That may be the bluffing pose, is it?
Yeah, he's trying to cover up his face really, so he doesn't give any emotion away. Body language doesn't always come from the face, though, does it?
Pair of fours is the kind of hand that could be, in terrible shape against a lot of hands. As it is, Fraser's in fantastic shape.
He's in good shape, but is Perceau thinking I can call this and perhaps get him off the hand on the flop? I think they're probably going to pass.
Pass.
Yeah, discretion, the better part of value there for Perceau. He had one stab, but Fraser, like the wall of stone he is, just came straight over the top to win the pot.
He's bluffing me, not mine. Both, I think, as it goes.
Tell you what, Ian's cocky, but he's always right.
Yeah, I mean, Perceau's realised there that Fraser's not a man to mix it with.
No. This is how the ranking of the hands work. Bottom of the ladder is high card only. Higher than that is 1 pair. Above that on the ladder is 2 pairs. If 2 players have 2 pairs, it's the higher pair that counts. three of a kind is often called a set. A straight is 5 cards in a row of any suits. Aces play high or low in straights. A flush, 5 cards of the same suit in any order. A full house is 3 of a kind plus a pair, and everyone's looking for that 4 of a kind. It's self-explanatory, but rare as a diamond. A straight flush is 5 cards in a row, all the same suit, and top of the pops is a royal flush, which is a straight flush, ace high. This heat has the feeling of being ultra competitive. You were just saying, Anthony. It's hard to pick a guy who you can't see winning right now. I mean, these guys are all hard nuts.
Pass.
No surprise to see Beal fold. Action on Mattis.
Pass.
Yeah, there's 14,000 chips, Jesse, between all 6 of them.
Amazing.
Call.
And Purcell has pretty much been dictating the action so far, and now just limps in from the button, from the small blind,
Nice.
pardon me, with the pocket pair. Why play the hand like that?
I don't know. If he raises, he gets Nathan off the hand, doesn't he? Now he's allowing Nathan to make a few moves,
Check.
really.
Check.
Purcell will not want to hit his set.
5 would be interesting.
2,000. Called.
And
He's
Nathan
going
Lee
to take him off this hand.
put the 9 high. Is he calling a bluff on the
Yeah,
river?
he's going to take him off this hand. He's a check here, Nick.
Check.
Wow, you saw this coming a mile away,
7,000.
Anthony. And this is a very tough call for Nick Purcell, isn't it?
He's got a pass, Jesse.
I mean, the only thing he can beat is a busted flush draw, maybe?
Oh, he's called it. What a call.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Lee has run a very sophisticated bluff,
Wow.
and Purcell tracked him down.
Who's got the luck, the skill, and the poker face to take this one down? We'll find out after the break.
Welcome back. We're still a full table of 6 here at the PartyPoker.com European Open. The big stack is in the big blind, Nathan Lee, but it's not really
Pass.
that big a stack. Average 100,000. And that's a raising hand for sure for Beal.
Raised 6,000 total.
We got a car crash here. Mathis with the pocket pair on the button.
I just think you for that call here.
Call.
He called it exactly. Why would he do that? He doesn't want to get it all in pre-flop?
Well, Bill's not playing many hands, Jesse, so it's hard to know how strong he is.
Family.
And what Mathis looks like he's about to do is create a huge multi-way pot. Purcell's in the small blind. There's already been a bet and 2 calls. That's 5,000. Is Purcell thinking about a re-raise here?
He's not afraid to put his chips in per so.
What would the thought process be?
I think it's just cool.
Call.
4,000 on Nathan Lee. Could call with a huge range of hands. Certainly that. No way!
Oh, what a good lay down there.
It's only 4,000.
Great lay down. Mind you, if a 3 comes on the flop.
Ace, deuce, deuce. It's hit nobody but Thomas Beal.
Check.
And,
He's got a bet here. He can't be frightened of a deuce, Jesse.
so would there be any reason for him to check here?
No, not at all. Just be giving 3
12,000.
cards if he checks.
This
Pass.
is likely a bet to take the pot, I imagine.
Yeah,
Pass.
no one can call here.
Pass.
So the first big multi-way pot we have is over quickly on the flop. And the winner is Thomas Beal, who's making his tight image work for him. 2 pots, and he is on the verge of the chip lead. Thomas Beal, a runner-up in the recent German Open, and with online winnings of over $500,000. I'll bet he's glad he left his banking job to take up poker full-time.
My family, when I first left the bank to become self-employed, they were less than happy, less than impressed with my idea. They said you need a real job, you need a secure income. When the success came and when they saw that I made a steady living out of this unusual job, then they started to respect the decision, and nowadays I think they're even a bit proud of me.
And with that big result on German TV, Thomas becoming a bit of a sporting hero. But he's not the first one in the family.
My grandma still plays competitive table tennis at the age of 85. And I supported her this year at the Veterans World Championship, where she won the title in the doubles event. And that's some kind of inspiration. She has been competitive all her life and still enjoys it at a high age, and that's quite something. I sent her my DVD from my last live tournament, and she starts to get the hang of things, what's going on at the poker table.
End of the first level, and it is Nathan Lee out in front, but the tightest player at the table, Thomas Beal, no slouch himself. Ian Fraser and Reno Mathis in trouble?
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're in trouble. There hasn't been that much action really. Any one of these six, I feel, could still win it.
Blinds will now be 2,000 and 4,000, which doesn't change things that much, but does make it a little more expensive once the raises and the re-raises start happening. And I wonder if Nick Purcell had the mind to be very aggressive the first level, but will he continue?
I think he will. I think as the blinds get bigger, Jesse, the more aggressive players will get more aggressive. The three most aggressive players, Purcell, Nathan Lee, and Ian Fraser, I think you'll see them get more aggressive at this stage.
And this is exactly what Purcell was hoping for. He's been raising every time it's been his button, and now he's picked up a huge hand
Raise
here.
to 12.
And if he gets any action, he can really get on.
Pass.
I don't think you get any action.
Well, there is that. It's kind of a shame, really.
What's Ian Fraser got in mind?
Fraser is a master of body language. Can he pick up strength here from Purcell? Apparently not.
Call.
Ian's decided to peel off a flop here. This is optimistic.
Yeah.
And kings and jacks are
Check.
leading right now. But what does Fraser have in his mind? It's almost like he's decided that he's going to play a lot of pots with Purcell.
Check.
Yeah, you might think Purcell's weak here. Fraser might be able to get Purcell off this hand, depending on the turn card.
Check, check. Here comes the turn. And it's made Ian two pair.
12.
12,000.
This is a bit confusing. I mean, Ian may actually feel like he's got the best hand here.
This is a difficult call for Nick, really.
It's almost like he's checked the turn to try and induce the bluff and call. I mean, check the flop to induce the bluff and call on the turn. He is playing against the defending champion here, and I guess this is how a player makes their mark in the poker world, making a move on a champion. What is the right thing to do here? To call or raise? Or fold?
Well, if he thinks he's at it, then I'd put in a small raise just to find out.
It's too many.
Ian could get him off this hand with a big bet, depending on the river card.
Purcell has called the 12,000. Fraser needs a 7. He has not hit it. And he's got a chance to really... He's going to have to make a big bet to win.
18 to call.
Fraser may be betting for value here. He may put Purcell like an ace-jack or something.
It's a bit good call if Purcell calls this.
Fold.
Yes.
Nick's laid it down. Fraser's won the pot. What do you make of that?
That's fantastic play from Fraser. Great play, really. He thought he could get Purcell off the hand, and that's exactly what he's done, Jesse. Wow.
I mean, you don't play 7 deuces, see 7 deuces played like that often. Ian Fraser showing why he is the defending champion. It's hard to imagine how he did that.
And the new chip leader.
Surely half of that pot was won with a force of will.
I think I played the hand as cheaply as possible. I call once on the turn with position, and then
He's trying to pick up information
made a
there,
nice
isn't
value
he?
bet on the river.
Exactly.
That's what
You got a king.
it is. Seems like the great players, when the hand's over, it's not really over, is it? It's just because you're like that too. You're always asking, what has the guy got?
You're always trying to seek information, Jesse.
You got to be prepared to make moves, but Phil Helmuth says bluffing is more than just heave and hope it.
So you want to make a big bluff? It's not just betting every single hand. It's not just recklessness that creates a bluff. What creates a great bluff is setting it up. And table image has something to do with that. So you wait, you play a good patient game, you wait until the time is right, until your opponents are weak, and then you make that great bluff. But you don't give it away. You don't start talking, you don't do anything differently than when you bet your strong hands. You want to put in the chips the same way you did the last time your opponent saw you with a strong hand. You want to make the same comments, you want to put your head in your hands the same way, make sure everything matches. Because when you act the same way you did with a strong hand, the instincts of the other players say he has a strong hand. A bluff takes timing.
Ian Fraser busy telling everybody that he had a huge hand.
I had a sip of water.
Yeah, they're all good friends at the moment. Wonder what they'll be like in a couple of hours' time.
He is a great player, Ian. Blind still 2 and 4, and it's amazing. Fraser, who was, as we were saying, very quiet early on, has now taken the chip lead, and the other players are all going to be playing catch-up now.
Pass. Pass.
Purcell and Mathis short stacked.
Pass.
Blind on blind. And will Fraser recognize that Beal is an easy man? Try and get off his blind.
Let's see if we can have a look.
Call.
Just limped in here.
Yeah, I think he's realised that obviously he can outplay people on the flop.
Well, Beal's found an ace, but there's not much with it.
Check.
And it's like a double trap play, isn't it?
Yeah.
It does come an ace. Fraser's going to have a hard time believing Beal has it.
Check. Check.
8,000 out there. Neither player has a pair, but they both have straight
Check.
draws.
Check.
And, that 7 is a nice card for Ian Fraser.
It's giving him the straight.
7.
7,000 to call. Hold.
Yeah, I mean, Thomas Beal there just allowed Fraser to improve, didn't he?
Did seem like Beal had a couple of ways to win that pot.
Yeah, he's just not that aggressive enough, I don't feel.
Something got to move, I think.
Well played by Ian Fraser.
Thanks.
Ian sort of got that bulldog mentality, doesn't he? He wants to win every chip at all times.
Yeah, went in with the worst hand, come out with the best hand.
2 and 4,000 are the blinds. Mathis in the big one. First action on Andy Miles, who's got about the same amount of chips he started with.
Pass.
And big slick for Purcell. Got 3 times the
Raise
big blind
12.
has sort of been the standard raise
Pass.
tonight.
Yeah, he's hit some nice cards, hasn't he, Purcell?
Fraser has been on Nick like a rash tonight. I think the 2 big pots that Purcell has lost have been against Fraser. Does seem like Ian has it in for this guy. What's he thinking about? Is it because he bluffed him once, he thinks I can do it again?
I think it is. I think he's trying to make a stand against him.
Pass.
5-7 offsuit on the button. Fraser calls like cream corn. And 8,000 on Reno to play. What do you fancy he'll do with this?
I don't know, but they look a lot prettier when they're suited, don't they?
Mathis has the problem of being rather short-stacked.
Yeah.
And you can kind of understand why he did that.
Yeah, it's good low down.
He doesn't want to flop a pair and still not know where he's at. Oh, this is going to be trouble. This is really going to be trouble.
Check.
Fraser has outflopped Nick Purcell.
Any part of that flop when Fraser was going to bet.
And, you know, you can almost just feel what's going on in Nick's head right now. He's at it. He's trying to take advantage of me.
And that sort of flop is so hard to lay down ace-king, Jesse. Good pass.
It's a very mature pass, wasn't it?
Great pass.
I don't think I could have done that. I would have rather stuck all the chips in and been sitting at home right now than let Fraser get me again. Oh, he's a tough player. Two biggest potty in Fraser is 1 over 7, 5, and 7 deuce.
I know. Ace-king, the most overrated hand at poker.
You do see a lot of people walking out with it, don't you?
Yep, everyone thinks it's the crown jewels.
I think the nickname for that hand used to be walking back to Houston. that's if you played in the cash game in Dallas, that's what it usually ended up doing.
Raise to 12.
All of a sudden, Nick Purcell was getting cards right and left.
Pass.
Can't keep playing with you. It looks like I'm picking on you, don't you?
You are.
I can't imagine what was going through Ian's head right there. It is a total of 12,000. That'll be 8,000 now on Andy Miles.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some fireworks here.
Oh, wow. Very hard for Andy Miles not to just make a big re-raise, wasn't it?
Yeah, re-raise here.
It's under 8,000 to call.
I mean, as far as the players are concerned, Nick Purcell looks a bit tilted up, doesn't he?
He does. He's going to come over the top here.
This is the 3rd consecutive hand he's raised.
He's going to find out the strength of Nick.
Probably about 40, roughly speaking.
I'm going to set you all in.
He's moved all in, Jesse.
All in, said Miles, and very tough for Purcell to fold here, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Miles could have an underpair, but he doesn't. It's a race.
Yeah, it is a race.
And is this one of those situations where the cards just kind of played themselves?
Yeah, they played themselves on this hand. Nick's just praying it's going to hold up.
Getting some cards in.
Yeah, but I've not been connected. I've got two jacks on the
Purcell
king.
has found himself in some unlucky situations. Although if the jacks hold, he'll be back to square one.
I had 2 jacks.
If they don't,
ace king.
he'll be scratching a broke
Jack
ass.
2's 5 board. I figure you for 2 10s, but
Another 14.
Don't make your excuses yet, Nick. You're still in the game.
Yeah, and he is a
Another
favorite.
14.
Although I didn't see any aces or kings being passed, so I believe they're still all in the deck.
jacks, mate.
No.
Fucking jacks. That's all I'm worried about.
I'll just do a countdown here.
I don't know,
but,
actually, about
10,
48.
20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 64.
Andy Miles definitely had Purcell covered, but not by much, about 35,000 or so.
Something's got wrong.
There's the ace, and that is good for Andy Miles. Purcell is feeling gutted right now. 2 cards in the deck for him, and it was almost like he didn't expect to win this race.
No, he was very negative, wasn't he, before the flop?
No hearts on board, so it has to be a jack for Purcell. And he's certainly gotten his money worth out of the 20 hands he's played so far, but... Oh, it's a jack!
Wow.
That's a killer! Oh, stomach punch for Andy Miles.
Jesse's going absolutely wild. My girlfriend will be jumping up and down. Thank you very much.
It was a race, but by the river it, Ted.
That's a stab in the heart for Andy.
Oh.
That's really hurt him there. Very, very fortunate.
Funny.
Big double up for Nick Purcell, and Andy Miles just feels like...
Good job I nicked a few up in there.
Yikes.
So like I'm not passing it and going in. It's just
Look at that. It was a 50-50 raise, but once the flop came down, it became about 95-10. Jack on the river, only one of two in the deck, and the full house by Nick Purcell. He's Andy Miles.
Thank you.
He's right back in this now. Big smile. They call Nick Quick Nick down at the gut shop because he plays so many
Big chips at front.
tables at one time on the internet.
Tell me about that. Never played before. I just click buttons on the internet.
Probably about.
I only started about 3.5 years ago. A few friends used to watch first ever TV programs with it and tried to copy it on the kitchen table. Had a bit of fun, a few beers, and it kind of went from there really. I kind of fell into it, and when I started making, I wouldn't say more money than I could through work, because I was in a good job, but you know, enough money to be happy with my lifestyle. Then I decided that I wanted to do that full time. And I've been doing recruitment for 8 years now, so I thought it was a time to change and try something new. I've come back many times from not much to, you know, back in the game again, as it were. But hopefully those times are behind me now. I'm not worried about how I'm going to feel in 3 years. I'm just enjoying the moment, going with it, and you know, make some money, look after myself on the way. But who knows what the future is going to bring.
Still a lots more to come with 6 left and a seat in the semifinal up for grabs. Who will be slinking?
No,
Welcome
definitely
back.
not.
Cards are out here, and 6 remaining. This PartyPoker.com European Open Heat.
Pass. Pass.
Both Beal and
Pass.
Reno Mathis have been mostly observing the action the last round or two. Poor Andy Miles, the short stack. What does he got to do?
Well, the ace is going to look a big card to him being so low stacked, Jesse.
Is he committed for all his chips?
Yeah, he's come over the top here, and
Raise.
it's all going to go in
16,000 in total.
if there's a raise.
I think Andy Miles has stuck in exactly half his stack.
Pass.
And Lee's got him
12
dominated.
to
This is
call.
very unfortunate for Miles.
Re-raise all in.
And
Call.
very hard to see how Miles could fall. In fact, impossible to see how Miles
No,
could
he's
lay
got
it
to call
down.
it. He's overcommitted.
And he's going to be a 6 away from elimination. Andy Miles getting no rub from the green tonight. There are 5 cards to
34.
come, though.
34.
In total, yeah.
Sounded a bit more than it looked, didn't it?
20, 30, 34. Got 4 out
does
there, it's
seem-
under 30.
Bit, Anthony, like another situation where the cards kind of played themselves.
Yeah, Andy's, you know, when you're low stack like that, Jesse, and he's a big card. He's made a raise. Nathan's come over the top, and he's pot committed.
There's the flop. There is no 6, and there's no clubs in either hand. Well, Miles in a more desperate situation even than before. 15%er. Oh, the 6 hits!
Oh, wow. And another club will give a split pot.
That has made Miles' favorite now. He could get right back in this. An 8 or a 9 for the knockout. The Jack sent the ace on down, and Nathan Lee shaking his head from side to side, but Miles taketh away, giveth back him.
Andy Miles doubles through.
Yeah. Well, the deck is never just, but there again, you do want to see everybody get their chance or two. Looking at the leaderboard, I tell you, the amazing thing is that everybody's still in. We've had so much action. We're so well in front. Who else do you like?
I like Fraser. I still think Nathan Lee's got a squeak because of his aggressive sort of play. But it's a great heat, isn't it?
This heat is still full, but it's feeling cramped on that table. Several of these players, Anthony, are trying to spread their wings, and sooner or later someone's going to get knocked sideways. And that's a real ace there. Now we've seen Thomas Beal fold ace-9 from this position. Is he slightly opening up his game now that the blinds are getting bigger?
Yeah, he's starting to gamble a little bit now
Raise
and
to
change his game. It's good.
Pass.
Well, he did get second place in this German Open
Pass.
recently, which had a similar format. If nothing
Pass.
else, it'll have given him confidence. And Lee might be back for more. He's all in.
Be raised.
Nathan
all
says,
in.
let's gamble.
Means I should be looking at a big hand.
And I guess it's going to be a factor of chip count as to whether or not Thomas Beal calls here.
Yeah, I would have thought so. He'll weigh up the
Pass.
pot size, and whether if it's pot odds, then he will call.
How much more is it?
The original bet was 18,000.
57. Can of beans.
And
52,000 more.
it's pretty sturdy.
Didn't see that far.
Yeah.
That sneaky 5.
Does Beal have to consider that Lee might have a better ace?
Yeah, I think if it was me personally, Jesse, I'd put this hand down after the re-raise.
Beal's just found out he can fold and still have just over 100,000. He can call and lose and have about 50. If he calls and wins, he'll be near to 200. Is it a clear decision?
I think it passed because if he books Nathan for an ace with a bigger kicker, what's he calling to hit then? It's a very, very difficult call.
Basically have to put Lee on the exact type of hand he has.
But then he might be thinking...
He has called.
Yeah.
He has called. He must be hoping that Lee has a smaller ace or a small pair. As it is, it's a race. And Nathan Lee all in again. I don't think Nathan Lee is going to be very upset about this turn of events. He's got a race to not only get back in this, but be second chip leader. And maybe the decision, Anthony, was made easier by the fact there's only one prize here.
Gambling time.
Yeah.
Wow, something for everybody.
Reno Mathis called in the commentary, something for each.
And Nathan doesn't want to hit a 7 here, Jesse.
Lee is leading and 2-1 favorite here, but Beal needs a 7, a queen, or an ace. And that has given him even more outs. Any 9, any 8 now would also give Beal the best of it.
Queen, 9, 8.
7 is a 4. 7 is a 4.
River to come.
7 is a 4, that's right.
Full house holds. Nathan Lee with the double up. And Beal had a plethora of outs there. But now they've both taken a piece out of each other's hide. And Lee, who has been all the way down to the cellar, is really in business here.
Lucky I had the best hand going in.
I'm really surprised Thomas called that, to be honest.
That turn card.
Nathan Lee has been very busy, 37%. And with that big pot, he is now at his highest chip count of the evening. It was a surprising move. But Beal must have wanted to send a message out, Anthony, that he could not be pushed off hands.
Yeah, and also I feel Nathan started off very quietly, Jesse, and the last few hands he started to gamble, hasn't he? And I did say to you that Nathan is the dark horse in this field. He is prepared to put his chips in.
Persaud and Lee, now the chip leaders. In fact, it seats 4, 5, and 6. Persaud, Lee, and Fraser, who between them have got about 2/3 of the chips.
Pass. Pass.
Closer to 3/4, actually. And fold it around to the chip leader.
Pass.
Lee can sit back and wait a little bit now. I'll tell you the amazing thing right now, Anthony Hardy, is that we still have 6 players in.
Cool.
I don't know how many all-ins we've had, but it's a lot. A limp in here from Ian Fraser. Is he trying to set a trap? Will Beal fall for it? Beal has the free option, and no.
Raise 16,000 more.
I think Fraser's.
Yeah, that's a dangerous bet against someone like Fraser.
Can't have you bet another race.
He's raised him 16,000. And surely Ian only has 2 moves here. Fold or go all in. Or could he?
Funnily enough, I think he's in a flat call. No, maybe I'm wrong.
Well, he certainly limped in for a reason. What was the reason? Was it a trap?
I just feel here, if I was Ian, I would flat call this because I feel he can outplay Bill on the flop, Jesse. He's moved all in.
He's gone all in.
Wow.
And now the question was, does Beal had too many chips in to leave behind? He's called instantly, and it's a straight race, but Fraser way the best of it.
Yeah, I mean, Bill just wanted a gamble. He went low stacked and just absolutely went on tilt.
Ian Fraser was praying. Beal didn't have an ace, but he might have known. If he did, he done right. All-in situation here for Thomas Beal, and now if he doesn't catch, he's going to be the first to go. No help there. In fact,
Queen will be a good card for Fraser.
Yeah, big trouble. I think Beal's drawn dead to a 6.
Yeah.
A 4 now would make a split pot. Has to be a 4 or 6. Thomas Beal, first man out. Second place in the German Open. But up against too tough a field today, perhaps. Could not catch at the right times.
No, fair play to Ian Fraser. You know, Jesse's prepared to gamble. He's made a move all in, and very, very strong play from Ian. Well done.
Defending champion makes the first execution. Talk about a natural. Ian Fraser took up the game late, but made up for lost time. Won over $500,000 and 2 tournaments the first 2 times he played on TV. Reno Mathis is on the button this hand and down to 30,000. There's no way he can let the blinds go through him, is there?
No, the blinds are getting bigger now, Jesse. You know, he needs to make a move very shortly.
So what is he looking for to get all in with? Any face card? Any ace? Any?
Yeah, 2 high connecting cards, perhaps.
Could be the Irish rule of 17.
Pass.
Ian Fraser has a look. It's a pretty big hand there. 5 ways. He's trying to get a read off Reno. Why would he fold there?
I don't know. I can't really work that one out, really.
I feel like Mathis is obligated to move with any 2.
Raise all in.
And Reno has gone all in. Face card on the button.
Oh, cool.
Quick call from Nick Purcell. He looked at 1.
Another
Uh-oh.
20.
Mathis in trouble here. 65,000 between him and Destiny.
Another 20. Thank you.
All of a sudden, Mathis drawing to 3 6s in the deck, or a split pot possibility, and we are on the verge of losing our second player. This pot, 60,000, which would put Mathis back in, but now there's, as Mathis said, pair the board. Basically, anything over a 7 is a split pot. A 6 would be a win for Mathis. A low card will knock him out. That's a splitter. Ace, queen, jack, 10, 9. And talk about the hair of your chinny chin chin.
Have you ever dreamt of playing poker with the big boys in Las Vegas? Well, here's your chance. You could win a holiday for two, including flights, accommodation, and 500 pounds spending money. All you have to do is answer this question. Who won the World Series of Poker in 2006? A. Phil Hellmuth, B. Jamie Gold, or C. Gus Hansen? You can enter by going to www.5.tv/poker. Entrants must be over 18. Competition closes at midnight on the 22nd of May.
You can find out more about poker by logging onto our website, www.5.tv/poker. Learn the rules, figure out what the best hands are to play, and test your bluffing skills. You can also download video interviews with some of the game's best players.
Don't you start. Don't worry about how many I've got plenty.
You've got absolutely plenty.
There's so 2 5s on the button. I mean, if you sit in that chair long enough, they're going to hand you the keys and tell you to lock up when you leave. I mean, oh wow!
Re-raise all in.
And that is a huge over-raise from Nathan Lee. Do you like the play?
No, I don't like the play. I think Nathan's done it because he doesn't know how to play the hand, really. He's not sure how to play Ace King.
Well, Purcell has asked for a countdown. It's almost like Nick is putting Nathan Lee on this exact hand, Ace King.
Yeah, but by going all in and betting so much, I think he's sort of telling Nick really that, you know, I'm strong, but I'm not that strong.
I mean, Purcell made it 30,000 from the button here, and the all-in from Nathan Lee is about, just about 130,000 more.
Find a friend.
You know, one of the great things about poker is people's first instinct is so often right.
I really don't want to fold.
And Purcell seems like his first instinct was, I'm in front.
Yeah, the longer he thinks, though, the more chance there is that Nick will fold this, Jesse. Sometimes with these hands, you just need to go with your gut instincts. His gut instinct was to call, but he's given it so much thought now, I feel he'll pass.
Yeah, he's put him over the line. You're right there. And Nathan Lee, who was squirming in his chair for about the last 45 seconds, he lost nearly half a liter of hair gel there and has taken the pot down. And that's given Nathan Lee the chip lead. It was a very strong play in a sense. It's the first time Lee's been chip leader.
He's playing well now, Lee, isn't he?
I'm not usually one. I know you well enough already. You don't have to tell me.
I haven't made it easy for him, but now that he's got the chip lead, he's looking very dominant, isn't he? Do you feel like Ian Fraser has still got a lot to say in this heat?
Yeah, Fraser's not out of this one yet. He's just biding his time, Ian.
Ian's on about 140,000. Does not want to attack the short stacks. Mathis and Miles in a him or me situation, and all in there from Reno Mathis.
And all in, and a call from Miles.
Oh, well. Queen deuce. Miles. Oh, he's got him dominated. This is real trouble for Reno Mathis. In fact, it looks like the swan song.
I don't want to give him
And this would move Miles, if he wins this pot, up to what he started with, more or less.
That'll be a huge result for Andy. And Switzerland not on the fence this hand, looking for the deuce. That no help, it's just the twos. An ace would end it. Miles looking for anything but. That's good enough.
Ooh, that was close.
Here's the river. 3 cards in the deck for Reno Mathis.
I like it, man.
Ace high holds. Reno Mathis out in 5th.
How's that bet looking, Jesse?
Did you want a cash or check?
do you want to tell them at home the bet?
Reno Mathis out in 5th. And never really got going.
Reno Mathis out, still plenty of action left in this game. We'll be back after the break.
Welcome back to the PartyPoker.com European Open 3. 4 remaining on the table. One of them's going to the semifinals.
Pass.
That's a strong position. Folded by Lee and Fraser from the button. And I feel like the way Fraser
Pass.
plays, he was going to raise with any 2 cards, but he says no.
Call.
He's got his own mind made up about the situation.
No raise.
And he's looking for a cheap flop.
Yeah, and Purcell's giving him one with an ace. What's this about?
Check. Check.
Could have easily seen the gut shot man stick a raise in there. Oh, what a beautiful card for Purcell. Got the pair
Check.
and the nut flush draw. And Miles has 2 ways to hit a straight, 5 or 9. Is he going to peel one off here?
He might be prepared to gamble. $30,000 in his pot.
That's 20. Miles' problem is that he doesn't have 8 outs. He only has 6. If the 5 or 9 is a heart, Purcell will make a higher flush. Excuse me, he's got 10s to hit as well, doesn't he? 3 10s. He's got 8 outs. Looks like he's thinking about making a move.
Yeah, I think he's thinking of coming over the top here because he has got quite a few outs.
Raised all in.
And Purcell's got a tough decision here. He says, I have to call it. It was really a perfect card on the turn for Purcell. He's got the nut flush draw. And as it turns out, the 8s are good as well. You can understand why Miles made that move. He didn't think Purcell was so strong, did he?
No, it's good. It's good play from Andy because Nick Purcell can pass. He's still got some outs here.
Worst possible situation for Miles, and he's missed on the river. And really, it was the first big move that Andy Miles made today. He was running good. It would have got through, but he is out in 4th. Bluff spotted. Purcell sensed Miles was weak. And former world champion Phil Hellmuth has his advice on how to spot one.
So, you want to improve your reading abilities? Do you want to know when they're weak? Then you have to trust your instincts. It's all about instincts. There are certain tells that you can use. For example, the steeple. Almost every time someone does the steeple without moving their mouth, they have the hand. If they're trying to do the fake steeple, then in general they'll go, that means they're weak. But the steeple is a strong indicator that they have a strong hand. How do you tell when they're bluffing? Look for things that they wouldn't normally do. Sometimes when the flop comes down, a lot of players tend to lean forward when they have it, and they lean back when they don't have it. But basically, the most important rule for me is I use my own logic and my own instincts, and I study the player. That's it. Study the player. Look at them.
On the button here. And he's found another bullet, certainly plenty for turning the screw.
Raised to 30,000 total.
It's just 30,000.
He's going to come over the top area.
Oh, found 2 cards at last.
Oh, that's what he was waiting for.
All in.
We raised all in.
And
Pass.
the only question really is Lee committed here? He put. I mean, it seems like Lee's made a minimum raise.
He's called
here.
it, Jesse.
Oh, he's called it already, has he?
Yep, he's called it straight away.
I was going to say, Lee made a minimum raise there.
73,000.
Just wonder if the reason he made the minimum raise was so he could pass.
He made his mind up straight away.
So put me nearly on a chip lead, I think.
You got to win it first.
73,000 more. And Fraser's talking very confident, and he is in good shape. He is in very good shape as Ian Fraser, but he'll have to survive 5 cards in the deck. And as you pointed out earlier, Bookie, this is the first time that Fraser has been all in with cards to come.
He had to make this move here.
Defending champion will either double through or double out. Nathan Lee with the big chance to take him out. That's not a bad flop as far as Lee is concerned. A lot of split pots out there now.
Yeah, there could be a split pot here, Jesse.
But the queen still plays. Fraser looking a bit uncomfortable. Another out now. Any 5, any 8 will knock Ian Fraser out. A 4 or 6 will make a split pot. Anything else and Fraser doubles up. Queen.
Oh, he's doubled through.
He has. And that is an ominous sign for defending champion.
It's close now.
And,
game on.
As Nick Perceau just said, game on. These guys are nearly even Steven.
Keep getting me mixed up.
It's a straight horse race.
I'm not offended.
Ian Fraser starting to look as comfy as if he's in his living room. But everybody starts somewhere.
My introduction into Texas Hold'em was a bit of a fluke, really. I went away with some pals to Vegas for a jolly up, and one of the guys I was with, a chap called Paul, he's one of these, he'll watch History Channel all night long, and I think he must have watched one on Binion's and the whole history of the World Series of Poker. Because on the flight he just completely chewed my ear holes off about, you know, the whole thing, but it got me buzzing. And when we got to Vegas, we got in a cab, we went down to Binion's, and we didn't even know the World Series was on at the time, but they was all sitting there and playing satellites and qualifying for the main event. And it was just so huge, I wanted to play. So we decided that we put in $500 between us, and I played in this super satellite, and I wound up winning it. So I got the 10 grand, we couldn't believe it because I just kept bluffing all the time, and I distinctly remember the last hand, I was heads up against some lady, and she had a pair of queens and I had a 5-7, she went all in, I called her, hit her straight, she then chased me all around the casino floor and trying to drag everyone in saying, this stupid Englishman, do you know what I mean? Anyway, it was so funny. Paul got me to go and play in another one, but this was only a single table, and I won that. So I won 2 seats to the first ever World Series that I'd gone to, not even being able to play in it because we was going home. That was really my introduction to it.
Thank God someone introduced him, because since then Ian has won 2 tournaments and pocketed nearly $1 million.
The more I win, the more I want to win. I mean, I came, when I won the UK Open, I defended that a little while ago, and I went out really early, and I was so disappointed. But you just, when you're on a roll, you just think that you're always going to hit the cards. You just think that, and I'm always the same if I'm on a good roll. But it didn't happen for me then, and I was really, really disappointed, and I definitely want to win this one.
It couldn't be closer. But how ominous is it that the Ian Fraser, the defending champion, has poked his head in front for the first time this evening?
Yes, Jesse, he's played very well, Ian. He's been very card dead. He's only risked his chips once with an all-in, which was that last hand, and yeah, he's probably moved and become favourite at the moment.
I mean, what is in it right now? It seems like these are 3 very good players, all who know what to do, and all who are aggressive enough to win. Is it going to come down to cards or aggression?
Card rush has come.
Yeah, any one of these 3 could win this. It's very unpredictable at this moment.
40,000.
Race to 40,000.
Fraser's got some chips to play with, and he is off to the races. 15 plus 25, and you know, Fraser is a guy. If you give him the bit, he will chomp down on it hard. I wonder if anybody can get out of the box. Perceau's problem right now is he's gone a bit card dead in the last 2 levels, and does he need to make his own arrangements, you wonder?
Well, possibly, but, you know, who knows? The cards might turn, Jesse, and all of a sudden he's hitting cards again, and then he's going to be the aggressor.
Pass.
All right.
Raise.
One thing's for sure, Ian Fraser cannot, you know, bully Nathan Lee.
That's a very big raise. At least stuck in.
40,000 more.
15 plus 4. All in, quick all in from Ian Fraser. Is it a? It's not that big a hand. It is the best hand, but
he's got enough chips, Nathan, to get away from this.
I felt it.
Comes to those that wait.
But the gamble, the gamble in, Nathan, I think he's going to call this, Jesse.
Ian Fraser looked at his cards, moved in the chips, and straightened his tie. And now he's just to sit and sweat. Does he know he's in front, or is it just a percentage move?
He knows he's in front. The length of time Nathan's taken the call, but, you know, Nathan can get away from this, but Nathan is a gambler, and I think he's going to move.
Lee does have...
Go on in, I'll call.
Call.
You called it. You called it, Bookie. Lee says, I got too much in to let go. I think he's put Fraser on ace bit, which is what Ian has. And right now, the defending champion, about a 6-4 favorite here.
It's 118.
To take a huge lead. The news really is that whoever wins this pot is going to have a great shot at going through. There's the 6. There's still 6 outs for Nathan Lee. He's been all in and behind before. He needs a queen or a 10. Fraser is dominant. Oh, wow.
The turn always brings it, baby.
There's always a sweat up.
Ian Fraser says it. Any 8, any 10, any queen, any king. Lee, 2-1 against, but plenty to hit. He's in it!
It's a king!
Oh, that is gut-wrenching for Ian Fraser. And Bookie, he said it's all going to come down to who's got the most gamble. Go on then, said Nathan Lee. I know I'm behind, but I'll go with you.
Okay.
And how many does Fraser have left? Not many at all, does
World
he?
of outs, didn't it?
I was really in, do you know what I mean? I priced myself in.
Look at that hand one more time. Fraser got his chips in first with the best of it's all he could ask for. But Lee catches the 9 on the turn, the king on the river to make a straight up and down. And straight beats a pair has made Nathan Lee in pole position to go through. Is it a question of destiny here?
I think it is. I mean, you've got to feel sorry for Fraser, really. I mean, he put his chips in front, but, you know, I know a little bit about
Shouldn't
Nathan.
You have been out a couple of hours ago.
One thing Nathan's got, Jesse, is a lot of bottle.
It's hard to see how the defending champion could have played better, but he is now short-stacked.
That was horrible turn.
Supreme.
Really bad.
And Nathan Lee is just riding his luck.
You can find out more about poker by logging onto our website, www.5.tv/poker. Learn the rules, figure out the best hands to play, and test bluffing skills. You can also download video interviews with some of the game's best players.
Nathan Lee's been playing his own game, hasn't he? He's got his own rhythm. And Fraser from the button and needing to make some noise. What about the 8 deuce? How surprised would you be if he moved here?
Nick might move and he'll get a call, that's for sure.
9 high for Purcell.
Make sure they're good.
Nathan sending out a warning signal. All in from Nick Purcell. 9 high.
Nathan will call this.
Oh, he's found an ace.
You know what that first one is.
Ace 5.
How much you got there?
Well, this is a huge bet for Purcell.
Thing is, he can call this, Jesse, and he's still got 150,000 chips left.
He's looking at Ian Fraser. What's going through Nathan Lee's mind right now?
200 again.
Well, normally Nathan's very instinctive, and if he doesn't call straight away, then it's more than likely he won't call. But I've got a feeling he's going to call this to try and get heads up with Fraser and a big chip lead.
100, 130.
What's the first one? A 9.
140. 150.
Is it preying on his mind that if he's up against a bigger ace, he's going to feel really silly?
Can I have a look?
I don't think he feels he's up against an ace. He really wants to call this. He might end up folding this.
Every decision is a decision for the tournament.
He feels his kicker's not big enough.
I don't know.
Pass.
You were saying before, Bookie, that Nathan fancies himself head up against Nick. You wonder if that's a bet that he would have called against Fraser, but not against Purcell.
That's a good point, Jesse, yeah, because he can put Fraser out, whereas, yeah, he decided not to call it against Nick.
Three big boys battling it out, and only one goes through. It'll be put up or pump up in a minute.
Free remain, and the defending champion Ian Fraser is hanging in there. In this match, anyone can win. We go back over to our commentators Jesse May and Anthony Hardy.
This game being played like the mulberry bush right now. Monday. Must be Nathan Lee's day. He raised with that exact hand last round from the button. You fancy Fraser to move all in with any two. I think he was just looking as a courtesy.
Yeah.
How much more?
67 more.
He might call this, Nick.
I know I'm not winning, but am I getting 2 to 1? Let me
Yeah,
see.
he might call this. Pot odds, he might call this, Jesse.
Yeah, he says, am I getting 2 to 1? And why would that 2 to 1 number be important? Is it if there's one over card and one under card, that would give him the price?
Exactly. Plus, if he doubles up here,
67 more, yeah.
As it turns out, he's.
I think he's going to call this.
He's more than a 2 to 1 favorite, is Purcell.
If he can Fraser out, if he wins.
It's a big percentage of Purcell's chips here. 67,000
You
more.
want to double up, don't you, at some point?
I don't really fancy a call here, to be fair. I'd rather just nick your 20 and try again.
I'm sure.
Ian's been very honest tonight.
That would leave me the low man.
The longer he thinks here, the less chance is that he'll call.
He avoided gambling with 2 5s earlier. And it will be going through his mind that he did get a 9-3 through against Nathan Lee.
He wants to call this, Jesse.
He's the kind of guy who likes to get the chips in first, though, isn't he? You know,
he might just turn around and say gamble.
More, yeah.
It all comes down, you said much earlier that to win one of these, you can't be scared of gambling. Even though it is a big buy-in tournament.
You can't be scared. You need bottle. That's what you need at this stage. You know, you must gamble. Nick has got to be prepared to gamble and lay his tournament on the line. And this could be the opportunity he needs.
I haven't got much. So whether I can keep folding or whether I can...
Fraser's trying to talk him off it now.
As he just said, you know, Nick's just said, I keep folding, I keep folding. You know, he must be thinking, I've got to make a stand shortly. And this could be the time.
Fraser's doing his best to convince Purcell he wants a call.
I must be miles in front. He took this time.
Oh, yeah. I've got 10-9 of spades.
I thought...
You got 30 seconds.
I know what just went through Fraser's mind that it was 2 words. Both of them short. But he's gotten it through. Purcell's passed.
Would you like to jet off to Las Vegas to play poker at the Bellagio, shop at Caesar's Palace, and overlook the city from the stratosphere? You could win a holiday to this amazing city, including flights and accommodations for two and £500 spending money. All you have to do is answer this question. Who won the World Series of Poker in 2006? A. Phil Hellmuth, B. Jamie Gold, or C. Gus Hansen? You can enter by going to www.5.tv/poker. Entrants must be over 18. Competition closes at midnight on the 22nd of May.
We are watching some great poker here, Anthony, because
How long left at the
none of
stub,
these
Mike?
players
Yeah.
is going to get
Fingers down
outdue.
one
They
way.
know they have to push, don't they? And they're all willing to.
Yeah, this is great stuff. Any one of these three can still win it.
But you do fancy Lee to be involved in the head-up at this stage.
I just feel that Lee is more of an aggressor than the other two.
Raise
That's
all in.
all.
All in from Nathan Lee.
But he's going to get a call here from Nick.
Well, this time Lee's got the Queen 10 suited.
I thought it was big
Oh,
hand.
wow. Ace for Perso.
Nick's going to go all in here.
Go on, boys.
Oh, he's got Nathan Lee dominated here.
Yeah.
This is just a clash of hands. And a big chance for Nick Perso to double up.
Well, this is what he needed to do.
I don't think I want to be going. Well, I don't really care what happens here.
It was pretty much automatic for Nathan Lee, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a compulsory.
120, 132.
The Queen is the big card. 10 is a good card for Perso. He's got the 10s with the ace kicker. Really anything but a queen here. Or something straightening. That changes nothing, and there are no split pots available. Kicker plays. And now all of a sudden, Nick Perso, chip leader. There's a lot of ways to skin a cat, and Nick's found one of them.
He played well there. He made a stand and he's doubled through.
130, 140, 150.
How do you think Ian Fraser will feel about that development? Is he
That's your
happier
small
to see this
blind.
game
That's your small
continue
blind.
three-way?
Ian Fraser is looking for heads up. He's looking for one of these two to
couple of them,
knock the other one out. So
52.
You boys better take it easy now.
Aye, Captain.
I might get Ashley on the tilt here. Nathan, I mean.
It does remind me of
I
Ashley.
might
for
get him
some
on the
reason.
tilt here.
People said that before.
Ashley who?
Hales.
Oh, I don't know.
You do know. You'd recognise.
Big.
Line still 10 and 20,000, and Fraser with the ace on the button. He hates ace rag, he says.
no, he doesn't hate it. He doesn't hate it three-handed. But he does when he's up against an ace queen.
Yeah, I think that'd be good enough. 107.
Raise all in.
Move all in for Fraser. Oh my! Perso's got the ace king here.
Re-raise all in.
They're all going to be all in here, Jesse. They're all going to move all in.
Cool.
Oh, if there's ever a time I want aces.
Oh wow! And Lee's got ace queen. This is not an automatic fold, is it?
You must have about a pair of nines or something.
He may just call.
They like that.
You say Nathan Lee likes to gamble.
I just know he's raising with Phil.
And Nick's trying to
bet you
influence
we
the call
see,
here
like,
out of
go
Nathan
in.
by saying Ian's calling with Phil.
Yes, freeway action.
He shoved it in. Fraser's delighted now. He knows he's in trouble, but he's got a chance to triple up.
Don't touch anything until there's...
Ian Fraser is all in. Nathan Lee is all in. Nick Perso
2, 3, 4, please,
can win
darling.
this heat, bookie, right now if he can avoid the queen and 5 from the board.
This is fantastic stuff.
There is a side pot between Perso and Lee in the amount of about 160,000. Fraser's playing for just over 300,000 pot, but let's see who wins this. This is amazing.
Couldn't think of a better script.
And that is not a bad pot for Fraser.
That's a good flop for Fraser.
Go on, darling, you can do it.
4
Steve Davis got the old 4 yesterday twice.
would have him swimming with the piranhas.
Nathan's looking for a
So
queen.
the 5 first, then the 4.
And Perso says, I'll have the rest of the deck. Look at those percentages.
Ooh!
Yeah, that's amazing. There's a ton of split pots out there. Three-way splits. If it comes a 6 or a
Challenge, stop
7,
all
they'll all
trimmers.
take their money back. If it comes
Keep
a
'em
4
low,
or
baby.
5,
4 or
Fraser
5.
takes it, and Perso takes the side pot.
For some reason.
If it comes a queen. Lee takes it.
Oh man, he's called it.
Called it, no.
And Nick Purcell has won the lot.
I covered
Amazing.
everyone.
Absolutely.
He's got everybody
fantastic,
covered.
Pete.
Brilliant.
A two-way knockout.
Well done. Great play.
Nick Purcell through to the semifinals. Amazing
I would have
stuff.
personally let your hand go there yourself.
No, the thing of it is, I could be coming over the top with you with ace-10, ace-jack, because you have to be pushing the...
Last hand was a three-way all-in, and the chip leader won. Ace-king, ace-queen, ace-5. There was lots of split pot possibilities out there, but in the end, the kicker plays, and Nick Purcell provides the rare double TKO to go to the semis.
What a game. It had everything, and heads were spinning when the final hand sent dreams crashing. We go over to Jesse, who sat with the winner and runners-up.
Like a blue moon, the rare double TKO. Congratulations, Nick. Well played. It seemed like that heat was all about when you were willing to gamble. And you passed some opportunities early looking for better spots.
Yeah, I mean, no one went out really early, so, you know, we were lots of chips left and, you know, us three still left in, and it was like, I'm getting 2-1, I'm not getting 2-1, shall I call, shall I not call? And I just thought it would be better to try and push the chips in rather than to call them, but, you know.
Ian, commiserations, you went a long time in that heat without ever getting your chips in with cards to come.
I know. It was a frustrating heat to play in, but I thought it was a really tough heat. And I did thoroughly enjoy it.
It was very competitive heat, and Nathan, well played as well. What were your thoughts on that last hand?
I thought I was generally winning, or I might have been up against a small pair at worst, but ace king, I couldn't get away. Maybe I could have got away from it in hindsight, but...
Well, Nick, you knocked out the defending champion there. Is the semi-final going to be easy from here?
I don't think it's going to get any easier from here. You know, it was a very tough heat we played in. The guys played really, really well. I found it very tough. I feel drained. Let's see what the semi-final brings.
Well, congratulations again. It is Nick Purcell through to the semi-finals.